everyone, welcome back to Art Hugs. Today we're doing the Fairy Floss Trees Pastel and Watercolor tutorial. This one's inspired by Dr Seuss. This is what you'll need. Pause it and get your supplies ready. Okay guys, got all your supplies? Let's get started. Grab your pencil and let's start drawing. So first we're going to do a little wavy line on the right hand side of the page, and then we're going to do another wavy line 3/4 the way up, creating a bit of a hill effect out the back. Next we're going to pop in some clouds just wherever you want to put them, and then we're going to do some tree trunks wherever you would like to have them in your field. You can follow along with me or you can create your own. It's important when you're doing your trees that you have really tall ones at the front and shorter ones at the back, because we're creating a perspective drawing, so we want those bigger ones to look like they're right next to us and the little ones to look far away. You can do a little amount of trees, or you can do a lot amount of trees. You can have them bending and twisting and turning and wiggling, whatever you like. This is your creation. Next we're going to grab our pastels. You can choose any colour you like. I'm using red here. And we're going to begin to do little scribbly circly lines on the top of all of our tree trunks. Make sure you do it nice and thick. You can use any colours you want, mixing and matching, but remembering the little trees at the back have to have little circles and the big trees at the front have to have big circles, because we're doing perspective. I'm a big believer in the colours you choose is based on how you're feeling for that day. So if you do this picture again, the colours may change each time you do it. I've gone with some really vibrant, bright colours today because I'm excited to share this task with you, so this is what's reflecting in my work. Now once we've finished doing our pastels, we're going to grab one of our cotton tips. Using one of those cotton tips, we're going to work our way from the middle and start flicking out that oil colour in a circular motion all the way around the circle. Repeat this process for all of your beautiful coloured dots. I find using a fresh cotton tip for each colour makes the colour stay vibrant and you get more of that fluff detail, making it look more like fairy floss. So relax and enjoy continuing to do that with the rest of your trees. Once we've finished doing our fairy floss trees, we're going to start working on the tree trunks. I'm selecting a pastel colour of yellow and I'm just going to make mine stripy, inspired by Dr Seuss. But you can choose whatever you want to have your tree trunks. You don't have to colour them in if you don't want to, but I just want them to pop off the page, so I'm going to do stripes. It's a little bit fiddly at the back with a big thick pastel, but it still looks good. Don't worry about making it look perfect. Having fun doing this is part of the process. So we don't focus so much on the detail, we focus on the fun. Next, I'm going to grab my black pastel and I'm just going to fill in the little white spaces in between the yellow. Then, using another cotton tip, I'm just going to smudge in my tree trunks a little bit to make it look a little bit smoother. If you like that rough effect, you can just leave it as is when you're done, or you can do like me. Next, we're going to move to our watercolor palette. I hope some of you have done my free watercolor tutorial and you've been practicing those techniques. This technique is a wet on wet technique where we wet the paper and we wet the palette, and we are just going to fill it over the top of our oils and fill in that whole field with water, just water straight from our cup. Making sure that it's nice and shiny and glossy and that we've filled it all in ready for our application of our color. Now I'm going to use a green because I'm going to make my field a bright, vibrant green, but you can choose whatever color you want. If you want your field to be pink, paint it pink. Do whatever feels right. See how that color just smooshes in when you wet the paper first? You don't really have to push it much around the page like you would with acrylic paint. It just kind of fills in to where the water was added. Next, we're going to repeat the process in our little area that we've got left in the middle there on the right. So you can choose a different color, you can have the same color, you can do a wet on wet technique, or you can do a wet on dry technique. I've done a wet on wet technique and I've used a dark green because I like the wet on wet when it bleeds into the other colour and just makes it look like it's all one story. I'm going to do this same technique of wetting the paper first and then wetting a colour that I choose for the sky. So wet your paper just with water, covering it all, and then grab a colour. I'm going to use a nice blue and I'm going to fill that colour into the sky, just smushing it around the page ever so lightly and letting the water do the work. Now you would have had a tissue from one of your what you need list, and what you're going to do is you're just going to mop up some of that excess blue to create extra little clouds off in the distance by giving it some texture. Once you're happy and you've removed a lot of that water from your sky, it's the final task. Grab your black biro, marker or pen because now we're going to make it look a little bit more cartoony and a little bit more Dr. Seuss, and we're going to outline our clouds and our hill and our little lake and even our tree trunks to give it a little pop and make it look a little bit more vibrant. And there you have it. Perfect. You have created beautiful fairy floss trees, and I am very, very proud of you. Thank you for joining me for this tutorial. I hope you had fun. I hope you continue to do more fairy floss trees, and I'll hopefully see you in the next tutorial. Art hugs to you all.